Chapter 12, Physical Metamorphosis, from tenant farmer to stableman. Pain? Onlithan did Han Yi realize that his experience was unique. He was the odd one out. Should he be the only one treating this as a hot spring bath? With the blessing of the dragon tiger physique, his physical body was extremely strong, barely fearing this nourishing body soup. With the withdrawal of a massive number of people, the number of people on the school field was significantly reduced. On the martial arts platform today, the starting 200 people had turned into 50 now. Only 50 people remained in the wooden barrels. The spectators watching from the stands were also in a state of extreme anxiety. The time is almost up. The old housekeeper saw the time was 3 incense time and signaled with his eyes. The family servants stepped forward and continued to add herbal packages to the wooden barrels. They're adding more. Hania was very surprised. He thought that picking 50 people would be enough, but unexpectedly, it continued, and the old housekeeper didn't call a stop. Was the 3 incense time just the beginning? Many people were already unable to hold on, and now that another bag of herbs was added, 7 to 8 people dropped out one after another. However, they were considered to have passed. Another 3 incense time passed. The old housekeeper instructed the family servants to add medicine again. This time, more than half of the people withdrew. Only 7 or 8 people remained on the scene. After adding twice, even Han Yi began to feel a slight change in his body. He felt his muscles starting to swell and his skin color gradually darkened. The medicinal power started to drill into his body incessantly. His whole body was full of strength. Such a transformation happened to his flesh, which made Han Yi very pleased. What followed was the 3rd time of adding medicine. This time, only 3 people remained on the scene. Wang Daniu, the Northern Ranger Gao Qiqing, and Han Yi. All others had given up on the medicinal bath. They couldn't bear the strong power of the medicinal bath. This medicinal bath is very beneficial to me. The longer I can stay, the better. Han Yi could already feel the medicinal power deeply penetrating into his muscles, bones, internal organs, and reaching his blood marrow. A continuous stream of impurities were expelled from his body. He felt much fresher as a result. Under 4 times the medicinal power, Han Yi could still stay calmly in the wooden barrel. But Wang Dania's face had begun to heat up. Splash! The Northern Ranger Gao Qiqing was unable to hold on. For half an incense time under 4 times the medicinal power and hastily exited. He was covered in sweat, clearly reaching his limit. Now, only Wang Daniu and Han Yi were left. Lord Liu Xinglong, who was seated on the seats, looked at Han Yi, who appeared relaxed and indifferent, and turned his head to ask Liu Linqi, "Daughter, what was the longest you lasted during your most recent 4-fold medicinal bath?" Liu Linqi's brows furrowed slightly, and she replied, "Half an hour." "What about your first medicinal bath?" 5 incense sticks time. This Han Yi is indeed impressive. Admiration filled Liu Xinglong's gaze. Now that all 3 stages had been passed, he completely acknowledged Han Yi. 3 incense times was naturally the passing mark. But the purpose of the subsequent editions was to test the true potential of these people. This nourishing body soup was a secret medicine for martial artists to temper their bodies. Common people who used it would unquestionably be unable to bear it. If one could persist, they would naturally be extraordinary, and the benefits to the flesh body were immense. It seems that my judgment is indeed excellent. Madame Liu gave a light smile, her face hardly concealing her pride. Clearly, she was signaling to the 2 of them her sharp discernment and ability to identify talented people. Liu Linqi was slightly lost as she stared at Han Yi. She could not believe that Han Yi could stay in the nourishing body soup that long. With such potential, it would be a waste for him to remain a tenant farmer. "Daughter, isn't there a vacancy in your guards? Why not let him be your guard?" Liu Xinglong suggested as such. "He doesn't even know martial arts. How could he be my guard?" Liu Linqi shook her head. "You can teach him." Madame Liu began to persuade, "With such a solid foundation, your efforts will certainly get twice the results with half the effort if you teach him. Since he has passed the 3 stages, it shows that his foundation is definitely good, and his chances of being picked by the Dragon Sparrow sect in the future are high. If my Liu Manor could produce another inner sect, we could consider expanding to Jiangnan Prefecture. Madam makes a very valid point. This time, Liu Xinglong also stood by his wife's side, nodding solemnly. As for now, investing in Han Yi had yielded great returns. Who would refuse good fortune? Seeing that both her parents had spoken, Liu Linky did not refuse, but she did not agree outright either. She cast her gaze towards Han Yi instead. A full half-hour passed. Han Yi remained in the medicinal bath. He didn't come out. At this moment, he felt a roiling heat in his blood, and his internal organs were on fire, as though being roasted by flames. But Han Yi didn't feel any pain. On the contrary, he felt immensely invigorated. He could clearly feel himself becoming rapidly stronger. First from his flesh, to his muscles and bones, and then to his internal organs. Only when this blazing sensation completely receded did he come back to his senses, realizing the medicinal bath was over and all the medicinal power had been absorbed by him. The previously murky liquid now resembled clear water. It should be over now. I can hardly hold on. Wang Daniu, who had also persevered until the end, looked somewhat strained, but he and Han Yi made it to the end together. Seeing the transparent liquid, the old steward standing on the martial arts platform declared loudly, "The third stage is now finished. Today's selection has come to an end. Those who endured for more than 3 incense time, please stay and join the banquet at my Liu Manor. Other guests, there will also be a feast for you in the inner courtyard." At his words, the whole place burst into cheers. "It's over." Han Yi stood up from the wooden barrel, slightly lost in thought. His chest and back muscles had become more solid, and he looked much more domineering. Though his arm muscles didn't bulge, they seemed as though made of steel and perfectly shaped. Add to that his wheat-colored skin, he looked completely manly. After the medicinal bath, I feel there's been a great physical breakthrough. I just don't know what the specific changes are. He put his clothes on, looked back at the martial arts platform, and headed towards the main hall. The stands gradually emptied. At the entrance of Liu Manor's main hall, maids on both sides were handing out wet towels. Han Yi took one and wiped the sweat off his face. He watched the ever-changing clouds in the sky and took a breath of the fresh air. Suddenly, he heard footsteps behind him. After only the medicinal bath, you've entered the 3rd level of the body forging realm. It seems your body is certainly very strong. A figure clad in a green martial robe and high ponytail walked down from the stairs of the exquisite mansion. The tables were filled with a feast of dishes. The woman had a very slim waist, and there was a heroic spirit in her brows. Han Yi turned his head to look at the newcomer and greeted her respectfully. "Greetings, miss." Liu Linky watched Han Yi, who was gradually steadying his breath. She calmly replied, "You've passed the selection and are now part of Liu Manor. You don't have to be overly courteous. Whether it's martial arts or cultivation, simplicity in greetings is crucial." "I understand." Han Yi nodded, indicating he understood. Did she just say that he had advanced to the body forging realm? When did that happen? How come he wasn't aware of it? With these thoughts, he immediately looked at his status panel. Name, Han Yi. Cultivation, body forging realm, 3rd level internal organs. Destiny, accumulating little to achieve much. Owned attributes, Wei Wu Legacy green, Dragon Tiger Physique blue, Proficient Fist Technique green. Wei Wu Legacy 0100, your charm makes all women favor you highly. You are like a sweet rain falling on a drought-stricken land. Dragon Tiger Physique 1500, your flesh body is extremely strong, far surpassing ordinary people. You carry the negative Dragon Tiger Key, which never dissipates. You can easily lift 1,000 Jin Ding. Proficient Fist Technique 5100, your fist technique is very skilled, deep and understanding. Slightly higher comprehension of fist techniques. He truly was in the body forging realm. Han Yi was surprised. Walking beside Han Yi, Liu Linky spoke in a leisurely pace. Body forging realm has only 4 levels. Flesh, muscles and bones, internal organs, and blood marrow. I saw your performance in the selection. You did very well. I've already spoken to Manager Liu. Starting from tomorrow, you don't have to work in the farmland anymore. Come under my command to lead the horses. I will teach you martial arts, and you can officially embark on the path of cultivation." Han Yi seemed bemused after hearing this. Leading horses? Isn't that just a stableman?